welcome in today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel, and I'm also joined here today by Henrik Rosenberg as well. Um,
Yes.
awesome. Welcome in. This is your art here on ArtStation, as well as you do have Instagram and some other platforms there as well. So
Yeah.
those will be in the link in the description. Yeah, awesome. Welcome in.
Cool.
Can
So,
you tell me a bit about yourself?
yeah, sure. I guess we're focusing on the career here since it's like an art. But yeah, I work as a freelance illustrator and concept artist, and I've been kind of niched into the fantasy side of things, I guess. Because that was like always my big interest. So I grew up with tabletop RPGs and yeah, I just fancy like any type of fancy I could get my hands on, really. Um, so I sort of just kept doing what I did as a kid, basically. Like it's when I look back at drawings I did like 15 years ago, it's pretty much the same subject. It's just gotten a bit better,
Mm.
pretty much.
Oh, that's awesome. Um, I think yeah, a lot of pastels do start off young, um, and kind of some of us here do the same kind of thing, similar,
Yeah,
and stick to that what they enjoy, which is cool to see. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, I
good.
think it's super important to keep that like that child alive too. Like, or it has been for me anyway. Like, cause yeah, I don't know, because the Shile has such like raw ideas and imagination, and it's so easy to get rid of that along the way as you're gonna start learning, the different techniques and different like it's so easy to wash that raw imagination away along the way. So yeah, I'm trying to keep that kid pretty intact, much as I can,
Definitely.
honestly.
Yeah. It's like you're having an edge or something,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's super important, I feel, actually. But yeah, I I didn't like I was drawing quite a bit when I was younger, but then I had like, when you get up into drinking age, I didn't do much drawing,
Hmm.
more partying and stuff like that. But then when I was like, I think it was 22 or something, or 20, yeah, 22, and I was like playing World of Warcraft. I didn't have a job, sitting in my parents' basement. I was like, is this really it? Like,
Hmm.
shouldn't I be doing something more? And so I started like looking at myself, and I was like, okay, I'm pretty decent at drawing. We
Hmm.
should we should try that, I guess. So I went to art school, and I went to university for and studied game development. And yeah, I just spent like every week hour I had pretty much on this until it worked out.
That's always good. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
putting
I
putting
mean
in the
that
time.
can be, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It's definitely one of those professions where you have to. Um, but God, I burned out so many times. So it's like that balance. Like I think it's also very important to do other things to let your brain rest in between,
Hmm.
study sessions or work sessions or whatever.
Definitely.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. Lately I've been getting back into skateboarding. Um,
awesome.
and yeah, that is actually a really good tool because every now and again I can just go out and have a skate, and it's or instead of being like every weekend I've got to do this and get this many paintings done or whatever. um I can be like enjoy my week and go out and do stuff and
Yes.
um go for a skate as well or whatever it is, and then
Mm.
still have a little bit of time in the afternoon to do some painting
Yeah.
in the at night time as well. Um, but it's just
Nighttime is stuff.
years ago, uh, 2 or 3 years ago, I was thought, nah, I'd, no to skateboarding because yeah, I've got to focus and keep painting, keep creating, um, and that's all
Oh,
I'd want to do. It's spend every waking moment just painting. Um,
yeah.
when I think in reality, I wasn't always painting or drawing. There was times where I was a little burnt out. um,
Hmm.
and just knowing those cues of I actually need to go out and do something or do you know whether it's go to the gym or something for some people, just
Mm.
going out and doing something else,
Yeah.
that gets you away
No,
from it all. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I think it's incredibly important. I think you should try to form like habits where that you can that you're gonna sustain like when you reach that art career, so you can like keep doing what you've been doing, like that you create habits
Hmm.
that also because the thing is, there's a lot of things out there in life too that's gonna inspire you that you don't know yet. So it's like I think it's very important to fuel up as well, because
Hmm.
like I think what a lot of like what I did, and I think what a lot of younger artists do as well is you sort of sit there and draw and paint on an empty tank,
Hmm.
like like you don't have any fuel left because you never refill because you're so stressed out about catching up or something.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, like I mean, it's so unreasonable because like when I started out, I wanted to catch up with my biggest inspiration is Paul Bonner, for example.
Hmm.
I mean, he's like when I started out, he was like probably 50. And I was like, "Oh shit, I got to catch up." I mean, how fair is that? Like I'm 20, I'm 25. Yeah, I have 25 years before I'm 50. There's no rush.
Hmm.
So I think just enjoy it more, because I think it's better to form a healthy habit where it feels fun and it gives you energy rather than being a thing that stresses you out and turning it into this chore that's just, you know, horribly draining.
Yeah. Yeah. It is, and I think for me, I think yeah, it was that a bit of a learning curve to understand that fully. It was full throttle
Hmm.
into it. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Yeah, I'm still learning. So
learned.
it's,
Aren't we all?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like I have such a manic personality like that. Like when I get going, it's, yeah, I really gotta have some time. My fiance is like, stop it,
mhm,
calm down, or So it's yeah, it's hard. It's really hard because like when it's working out, like when painting, everything just clicks. It's like the most addicting thing I know for sure.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's fantastic.
hmm. Definitely. I can get to that moment where I just get into it and you know, battle for the first 20 minutes or something, and then suddenly I've done 3 or 4 hours of painting, and
Yep.
um, and for me, I find it good just to hang on to that. If I need that extra hour, I want to hang on and just keep going for a little bit longer, um, without burning out
Yeah.
too much. Don't overdo it, basically.
Yeah.
um,
God, it's so hard.
mm,
It's so hard. Like I still frequently burn myself out
mm,
because I just get so manic about it. Like when it's working out, I just, yeah, I just keep going. I just keep going for a long time. But
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to appreciate more, real life things instead. Like I have fishing, for example, is a big one for me. So I'm out fishing a lot right now,
Awesome.
which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah. Something fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really like it. I really like it, actually. Do you have any more than skateboarding or?
Not really gaming a little bit. Um,
Mm,
I yeah, at the moment I'm playing Kingdom Hearts. Um,
mm.
which yeah, I find that's been a big game that I've enjoyed over the years. Um, and yeah, I do like a little bit of gaming here and there. But yeah, I did play guitar when I was like 14 or something like that. For a wee bit. Um, but yeah, that went to the
That's awesome.
wayside. Um, I still have a guitar, but I don't really jam on it at all, really. Um, maybe one day I
Hard
might.
to keep everything up, right?
Yeah,
Like,
if you got multiple things, you're trying to keep everything a go. Um,
yeah.
it definitely is. So I'm quite happy.
But, yeah.
Huh?
No, no, no. Go on.
I'm quite happy with just kind of the two things, kind of skateboarding and painting. Um, as well as a little bit of gaming, but not much. But yeah.
I like that. I mean, you seem very collected, like set on that this is your thing. I like that. It's cool. Because I have a lot of like I basically have days where I want to do everything there is to do in life. Pretty much. I'm so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
It's hard.
there's definitely a lot of things that I want to do. But yeah, they're quite challenging. Like snowboarding, I definitely would love to give that a go one day. Um,
Mm,
I yeah, I know I'm still kind of youngish, so I see there's still time for me to try.
yeah.
you know.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, of course.
but
Yeah.
yeah. So I see, you know, I was wondering when you first kind of created a website
Hmm.
or put your art online.
Wow. I don't remember. Wait. No, I have no idea.
No idea.
2010 maybe?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think it was DeviantArt back then. I don't even remember the login anymore.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think it was DeviantArt or something like that. And I started posting a few drawings I did, but I don't think I got any reactions or anything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I guess I saw someone else do it, and I was like, yeah, I guess I should do that.
Hmm.
So yeah, around 2010, but it's been ups and downs with that. Like at one point, I was doing it, especially when I was trying to build my career. Like when I was in college, there was a lot of posting, a lot of staying active on social media. Um, but now it's not as much. It's quite draining, I think, for
Hmm.
me. Keep updated on what everyone is saying about everything, you know? It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. It does chew up time if you kind of get into it.
yeah.
um,
Oh God.
and it's like what would you get out of it? If
Mm-hmm.
you are going through, because I've seen ArtStation lately have done tutorials
Mm-hmm.
and free classes as well that they do on there. So
Mm.
those are pretty cool to see. I don't really see them myself because I don't have a lot of time to go through them, but sometimes I do click on them and they might have something interesting. But they're quite cool to see that they've got, those resources there for everyone to go check out. Um, and yeah,
Oh yeah.
sifting through the right stuff. But
Mm.
yeah, if you just mindlessly scrolling through it, yeah, it can just chew
Hmm.
up time, and you don't get any reward really out of it. Um,
Yep.
you just kind of
Exactly.
sift. I've done that a few times where I'm just sifting through Facebook. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. I know. And I'm like, oh, I gotta stop doing this. Cause
Yeah.
yeah, so I try and be like, well, no, um,
Exactly that. Just sitting there, just scrolling, and you're like,
so I barely have Facebook up. I try not to, because if I know a Facebook up, I'm just gonna sit there and scroll. Um,
yeah.
where if I have something like, if I do have ArtStation or YouTube or something, um, with those I might do a little bit of a sidewinder where I just flick through a few things, but then eventually
Mm.
I'll find some research or something that I'm working on, like how to paint this or how to paint that sometimes, or um, things like that
YouTube is
does,
great.
yeah, um, yeah. But again, that can be sidetracked, and that can lead me um, to watching some funny videos, or um, or
Yeah.
yeah, or just um, listening to music sometimes or something. But yeah, I know that that has a lot of resources that will help me. So I think that can help, just having a place that has the resources you want, can be good. Um,
Oh yeah. I mean, the YouTube has so much. Like, if you're curious about how to do whatever in the world,
hmm.
you know, in any field, you can go to YouTube. It's fucking insane.
Yeah,
So, yeah, no, it's a very good
I mean, even my channel.
place to be. Yeah,
um,
for example. Yeah, but you seem very active about it too. Like I was checking a bit, like looking around. Once we finally set the date for this thing,
hmm,
I was looking around your YouTube a bit and listened to a few of the interviews, and yeah, I mean you're doing. I think it's just everyone doing what you do is cool
hmm,
because I don't think there can be too much of it.
yeah, yeah, and it's good to do. You meet artists, you chat with them, and you just enjoy your time creating the videos, and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know, um, so yeah, it's
yeah.
it's
Bet.
great.
I've thought about like I've said that so many times, but like I've thought about making some tutorials or whatever, but I just never get around to doing it. But it would be fun.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It all
ju-
depends on kind of your will, and yeah. And it does take a little bit more time to do something. Um, for
yeah.
me, it kind of feeds into my art, because I have to create these videos, these paintings for the chats and things, and
Mm.
and then and then talk over some other paintings that I've got to do. So, I have kind of something to go on. I have kind of YouTube as my client in a way, egging me on, saying that I have to get this painting
That's
done by
smart.
next week. Um, you know,
That's really smart, actually.
um, so it does give me that will, that driving force, um, a
Mm.
little bit more.
That is awesome, man. I think
Yeah.
that's really clever because it's so easy to do other things. It's
Hmm.
so yeah,
But
that's awesome.
it does take a lot of time out of other things. Um,
Mm.
like finding clients, and um yeah, a bit of that kind of stuff as well. So you have to kind of toss a coin whether you want to go down that route and then do videos and things like that, because it does take a little bit of time to edit the videos together, um record them, you know, sometimes I like to paint without having any eyes on me or anything
Yeah,
kind of recording me in the background, because then I can just,
yeah,
fiddle around, play around, um,
of course. Yeah.
and I do get more work or more painting done that way when I'm not always recording myself. Because if I'm recording myself, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to. I want to try this, but I don't know if this is gonna actually work out. Um, and if I record them, we'll be like subconscious about it, and you know.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah. No, but yeah. I just think for me it would be nice to have something that's not pen on paper all the
Mm,
time, if you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah, just like tutorial, how
Y-
to paint this or that, or.
Exactly, just like sit there and
Mm,
move things
mm,
around a bit or whatever.
yeah,
Edit the clip, you know,
mm,
something that's not painting but still feeds into what I do.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah,
and
yeah, maybe I'll
that's
give it
kind
a
of
go.
similar for the weekly tips. The weekly tips. At the moment, I'm doing like 90-minute art challenges, because it's an easy way to get a video out. I just do 90-minute paintings, and then I talk about my process and
Mm.
that kind of thing. Sometimes I tackle things like I've done last week or so. I did horses where I drew the horses in the different. The horse, I think it was a one horse. Um, But I've done ones where I draw like the horse in different poses and things like that. And how I tackle those. Um,
Horses are so hard to draw.
yeah.
I had to draw a couple for a recent project,
Mm,
and yeah, they're tricky, really tricky. It's
yeah.
so complex, like the
Yeah.
anatomy.
Yeah, I have a video just coming out soon. Me failing horse, so
I will
fairly,
look at that one for answering this next time.
yeah. Um, failing at drawing a horse, so feel free to check that one out when that comes out. But yeah, it's good to fail, I think, as well.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And it was really like a tough drawing. I didn't expect it to be so tough. I was like, oh no, like, yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of that, like in like when you. I don't know how many. Like how much have you been doing like work for clients and stuff like that?
Not much really.
No,
Yeah.
because yeah, yeah. I mean, you're gonna be running into a lot of things that you're not comfortable with.
Mm.
So there, yeah, there's a bit of a headache at times. A lot of the times, but it's cool too, you know. It's cool, and you grow sort of a confidence that you can tackle things,
Mm.
you know, which is cool.
Yeah. How long you been working with clients?
Um, well, let's see. I started the third year in university, and that was 2015, 14 maybe. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, maybe like 7 years I've been working, but I maybe foolishly chose to not pick up any other job. Like I was like I had the thought like if I don't pick up any other job, I have to force myself to make this work. Um, so I didn't, and yeah, s- there was a couple of rough years. I can tell you that, but yeah, it worked out eventually. I mean, I worked I don't know, like 12, 14 hours a day, every day for a
Mm.
couple of years. So you
Yeah.
inevitably learn quite a bit from an experience like that. And especially when it's like your rent and food and stuff like that that you have to, you know,
Mm.
make money for.
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's the best. Like you create some pretty stressful habits
Mm.
connected to art from that.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely. I've
mm,
heard some interesting stories. I think, Bobby Cheo, if you know of
mm-hmm.
him, he
Yeah,
basically for, I think it was like a year or so, he basically all he had to eat was cereal. His,
yeah.
breakfast, morning, and dinner.
Oh, so horrible.
Yeah, and it's like, wow. And he can't eat that cereal again, like, because
No, no,
he.
I bet. Oh God, I had a weird. I was so dramatic about it. Like, oh, I have to put food on the tables. I was like, I picked up a fishing rod and I started fishing like 3 hours a day, trying to, because I was living on an island at the time.
Mm,
So I was like walking around the shores there and trying to catch fish so I could bring home food, to meet my fiance. But I didn't catch anything ever. So
mm,
I don't know. It was just so weird, the whole thing. But it was fun, you
mm.
know. Um, but yeah, I guess I've been working with clients. My first client was actually Racer, um, they make gaming gear.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, that was my first client. It was so weird to get like I that one fell through though. Like we tried to work something out, but it just like I was so inexperienced. I had no, tools to handle a client like that um, at the time. And then I started doing like more low-paying uh, illustrations with tabletop RPGs, and then I started doing book covers for children's books, and I don't know. I've worked myself up the whole food chain. I think like from low-paying fantasy jobs to I sort of stepped up. $50 more, $50 more, $50 more. Um, until where I am today, and now it's like now I'm working with some pretty big companies, um, and it's like the pay is a whole lot different, actually sustainable.
Mm.
So it's nice to eventually be able to enjoy that. Actually,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's been quite a journey, but I guess it's supposed to be.
Do you still kind of promote your art, or, um, yeah.
Mm, I mean, I guess I do because I post my
Mm,
art, um, but I don't think I'm as eccentric about it.
yeah.
I post something, and how many likes I get or whatever, it doesn't matter as much. Like it's just I just put it out there, and if someone enjoys it, that's cool. But it's like I'm not relying on my art to be spreading out, like spreading a lot.
Mm,
I don't rely on that anymore.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's mostly just you know what just just because it feels fun
Well, that's cool.
to put it out
It's a
there.
good way to be.
Yeah, I've been very controlled about the likes thing. Where like, oh, I only got 50. I usually get 75. Oh, this piece must be wrong. Like now I'm just only concerned about what I think and what I like.
Mm,
I don't care what the others think. And I think that's been huge for me anyway. Like I need I can't worry about what others think. You know.
yeah. Yeah. It can be challenging.
Yeah,
um, but yeah.
for sure.
Um,
But yeah.
oh yeah, your HR logo. I've seen in a few of your paintings. Do you always use the HR logo?
I was just trying to make like something that looked fairly cool. and that I could like easily replicate traditionally and digitally.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean that's the one I use for sure,
Awesome.
pretty much everywhere, even on my invoices.
Yeah,
There's a little.
that's good. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I use my logo. Um, I don't kind of always use it though now, um, as often. But yeah, the kind of headers that I have, like my emails, um,
Is that the little one with the D?
the D, yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah, the spikes on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just created that as part of back in when I was doing the course, as part
Mm,
of my kind of in portfolio thing we had to do. Uh,
awesome.
so I've
Are
used it.
you
Huh?
have you been to did, have you been to college or anything like that for this, or have you just taken a few courses here and there?
Yes, I did study. Um, I went to design school. Um,
Mm,
and majored in illustration. Um,
nice.
I did 2 years at the Palmy North Design School, um, which was cool. We did, um, posters, logos. Um, Mostly I would always draw. I would do my poster or whatever design, and then go straight to drawing something. Or
Mm-hmm.
we did do
Yeah.
drawing as part of it. But we had to design as well, most of the
Yeah.
time. But it was like, oh, if I do this design, get this poster out of the way, I can do another drawing or another,
Yeah.
and I always made drawing part of the process. Whether it was designing the poster, I had to draw it to design it,
Any
or
excuse to draw.
yeah, or something on the poster I was having, I had to illustrate or create it in some form. So
Oh yeah.
you always sneaked a painting or something in there somehow. Um,
Yeah.
but
I
it
know
was
what you
it's real
mean.
good to get a couple of years under my belt of creating things. Um,
Yeah.
and then
I
from there, did the bachelor's, the 3 years. Um, where yeah, I got to do a little bit more illustration then. Um, we start out heavy in kind of all that design stuff, and keeping to the quota of the things. Then you got to drift off and kind of head towards what you wanted to do a little bit more. um
mm,
and it was cool, it was fun. And seeing all the other people around me, learn and grow with them, it's awesome. um
yeah, I miss that a lot. Like the school environment when everyone was so hungry for it, sort of. Just like sitting, staying after school hours and just working together and, eating takeout and that was a really good time,
mm.
I feel.
Or like pulling like all-nighters or whatever.
Oh yeah. That was the stuff, man. I really enjoyed that. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, that's funny you say that because I remember when I quit school, my 3D teacher wrote me like a letter of recommendation, and she wrote that yeah, Henrik was not doing a lot of 3D. He was drawing every class.
Mm.
So so that was fun, like that she had noticed that. Because like you, I was just like trying everything that wasn't related to drawing. I just tried to finish as soon as possible so I could draw.
Yeah.
Because that's all I wanted to do. I didn't
Mm.
really care much for the other stuff.
Mm. Definitely. Yeah, it's that's what's different. 'Cause there's not a lot. Well, definitely here in New Zealand, there's less kind of art schools and drawing schools um around the country. So,
Mhm.
it gets a little challenging with that. You either have to kind of there was at the time there was more design schools, um, or kind of computer graphics. Um, but yeah, with computer graphics, it more kind of lead towards coding and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So that wasn't,
coders.
that was an option for me because it's like, oh, coding, that would have been the bad option, really.
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's given me
Y-
some time to illustrate stuff. Yeah. Um, at the moment in the background, I've painting going on. It's actually over paint that I'm doing at the moment. Um, of a Pug Genie piece I created.
Yeah, I've seen that before actually.
Um, yeah, quite a little while, and um, I decided to overpaint it a little bit. I was like, I need to edit this because I've been learning a little bit of stuff lately. At the moment, I've been watching through Schoolism a little bit more.
Mm,
Um,
nice.
I've had that for quite a few years, and every now and again I'll go in and um, look at the courses and understand a few things. I've gone through creature design with Terrell Whitlatch and
Mm,
understanding animals and creatures that way.
she's fantastic.
Yeah. Um, yeah, she's.
She's a proper nerd. I love that. I mean, I think she's like I was on the schoolism thing with that course. I was like looking through it at some point. She's just like probably one of the most inspiring people I've listened to. Like there's just something about her. She's like just kind old,
Mm,
I don't know, motherly figure who's like kindly telling you how to design menacing looking creatures. I don't know, it's just so perfect. It's amazing.
yeah. Her and Ian McCraig. Um,
Mm.
yeah, it's just the first time I kind of set my eyes on Ian and how he kind of presented himself. I was like, oh my god, this is like he's the king of illustration or whatever, king of creating um stuff because he flings his arms everywhere when he tells his story and he just puts
Yeah.
himself in his work and
Yeah.
um yeah and the it's just gave me a little bit of spark was like oh my gosh
Yeah. Some people do that for sure.
Hmm,
Inspire you. It's very cool when you find them.
hmm, definitely. So that's one of the courses I did. It was really cool. um I think that has helped with creature design and that led me to kind of push out of always just drawing animals because at that time I was just drawing animals and drawing what I saw a little bit more.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that I think pushed me a little bit further into that, into drawing um, my own take on something, kind of a thing.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. For sure. It's yeah. I think that's where the interesting stuff happens when you sort of interpret things through your own lens,
definitely.
you know.
The magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, you know, it's been great having you in. Um,
Yeah,
you can check out
likewise, man.
Hendrik's work here. I've got it up on screen so you guys can look at it. You can check it out on ArtStation, Instagram. And
Yeah,
yeah, those links will be down in the description.
I am everywhere.
Everywhere. Any, any,
Unfortunately.
now on YouTube as well. Um,
Soon on YouTube tutorials. No, we'll see.
um, any kind of last things?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah, have you got anything to ask me or?
Okay, to anyone aspiring to be an artist, the only thing you need to do is not give up.
Mm, mm,
Seriously, never give up.
definitely.
That's all I have to say.
Awesome. Yeah, well, it's been great chatting with you and finding out a little bit more about you. Um,
Yeah.
keep drawing, everyone. Keep creating, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.